Hey FLOSSTUBE, it's Leigh from Creatively on Sunday the 9th of October with FLOSSTUBE number 146. Welcome back to everyone to my weekly YouTube channel about culture cross stitch and other kind of random stuff, but mostly that. Shout out to Judy Douglas, Aussie in a Kiwi World is her FLOSSTUBE. She organised the New Zealand retreat this year, the Thames retreat, which is ongoing right now, and I'm not there because I'm going to Australia tomorrow, and a little bit jealous but kind of excited about the fact that I'm going over to see my family, having a couple of weeks off work, which is going to be fantastic. So yeah, I wish I was at the retreat, but not at the expense of going to Australia. So yeah, I hope everything's going really well. Looking forward to seeing, I guess Judy will do a summary and her FLOSSTUBE around the retreat, and there's a few others that are up there as well, local gals and stuff. Friends from the South Island are up there as well. Yeah, anyway, not there, but hopefully it's going off really well. At this stage I don't know that anyone's picked up the mantle to organise something for next year. Hopefully it'll be in the South Island again, and who knows. Anyway, yeah, that's that, I guess. Thanks to, had a lovely surprise, I think last week, it might have been the week before, apologies if I missed it, but yeah, a couple of coffees bought for me, which was really nice. If you do feel like shouting me a coffee, the links in the doobly-doo to buy me a coffee, so really appreciate that. That was a lovely surprise. It's always nice to get a coffee or two bought for me. And I do have all the winners now for my 1,000 subscriber giveaway, so everybody's been in contact with me, so it's really great. And yeah, again, hoping to get everything shipped out at the end of October, depending on when I receive the fabric from Country Stitch and the bag from Judith. I just had my neighbours over for coffee. They're going to put my garden bin out for me while I'm away and check my mail, which is really nice to keep an eye on the house. It's nice having retired neighbours living next door. They can keep an eye out on things for me. And I've got friends across the road as well. So nice little community here. We keep an eye on each other. Thanks to everyone. Dad did have another relapse of his latest mystery issue with the bleeding. He did end up back at hospital but not admitted. They have taken him back off blood thinners for a short amount of time, and it seems to have cleared that up. He's been really struggling with low energy since having this happen, but yesterday he reports he was feeling the best he'd felt for weeks, and felt like he could do things. So he, of course, being my dad, he did things, so he's probably knackered today, but he felt, yeah, pretty good considering. So he was out doing, like washed his car and a few other things around the house. So it's really good. So fingers crossed he has a good few weeks while I'm away. I mean, there's not much I can do anyway, but yeah, he's doing okay. So thanks everybody for checking in with him. He did finally have his shoulder consultation as well, and they agree he does need surgery. However, it's up to the anaesthetist really whether the anaesthetist thinks he can have surgery. He pretty much needs a shoulder reconstruction, or most of everything's detached and it's in a bad way. He can't lift his arm above his elbow kind of thing, and he's left-handed and he's sort of really quite disabled. So they're just working with just a couple of different anaesthetists and anaesthetic options for him, where if some anaesthetists can do like a blocker in the neck, like a epidural but at the neck level, which he could then have the arm done under a blocker rather than having to do under full anaesthetic, but not all anaesthetists can do that, and he may or may not be a candidate. So I guess the surgeon's writing up, yes, this gentleman needs, should have surgery, but yeah, what are his options and stuff. So, but yeah, thanks again for everyone for your kind words for my good old dad. He continues to have an up and down time of it, but yeah, so my niece turned 21 yesterday, so looking forward to her party next Saturday when I'll be over there. They basically pushed it out a week because of my travel plans. I had originally intended to be over there this weekend, but due to lots of things, including work and the price of flights and stuff to go over this weekend, because we're in the middle of the New Zealand school holidays, or the New Zealand school holidays just started. They're really expensive to fly over at the moment, so I pushed it out a week where it's still expensive but not as expensive. And then of course I fly back during the Australian school holidays, so again really expensive. So of course this is just how it is when you want to travel. Quite a lot to do today to get ready for going away. I think I'm only going to take 2 projects with me, 2 little projects. I'm definitely not going to get as much stitching done because, you know, I'm going to be socialising and not on my own at night and stuff. I'm probably only going to take 1 novel with me. I do have some ebooks and stuff on my phone if I really got desperate. And I also, going to Australia, they have shops. I can go and buy a book if I need a book. And also I do plan to pop into All Threads in Brisbane to do a little bit of, I have a small list, I'm not going to go nuts, but I do have a couple of projects that if I find, you know, see something that catches my eye or some fabric or whatever, I might try and kit a couple of projects up. But yeah, I'll take a couple of projects with me, probably 32 count projects, so I can stitch without good lighting. We'll see, I'm not really sure, but I'm not going to take that much with me. Again, I can kit something up if I really need to. I expect to be drinking wine and playing card games with my family in the evenings, not necessarily sitting stitching. Yeah, a little bit of work to do today as well. We had some issues at work that impacted our network connectivity, so I didn't get everything done that I wanted to get done. So I'll probably do a little bit of work this evening, and I still need to finish the little album that I'll be doing for my niece. I do a little photo album for my nieces and nephews when they turn 21, just sort of 4, 5, 6 photos sort of roughly from every year of their life. I don't do, you know, I'm not like, oh, I must have 5 photos from year 1 and 5 photos from year 2. I just sort of pick photos through the years, and I get family to write on little 3x4 cards, like little scrapbooking cards. So like Dad usually draws a little picture. My dad's quite he could be a really good artist, but he's an okay artist, but he doesn't practice. But if he did, he would be really good. He's got a good natural kind of ability. He often does little sketches and cute little sketches anyway. I get family to write little notes, you know, happy 21st or a memory or best wishes or whatever, and I just slip the little cards into pockets. It's something I did for both of my nephews. So basically, if anything, they have a little album that has, you know, 200 odd photos from the first 20 years of their life, 21 years of their life, and they, you know, it's just something that you have. If you have no other photo album, you have this little snapshot of you over the years. And my niece is someone who likes doing, she's very dramatic, really good at music. She used to sing in choir and often did solos at school. She's did a little bit of music. She did learn to play the clarinet. She has done the solo, sung the Australian national anthem at their school assemblies. Won lots of awards for music, and she's also very dramatic. Loves dressing up. Loves we're like manga and anime, and often, you know, has gone to those cons dressed as characters. Loves wearing wigs, has had all sorts of hair colours, hairstyles, long, short, shaven, curled, bright red, teal green. I think at the moment she's got half shaved, different lengths, blue. She practices stage makeup, like gore makeup, and I don't even know. So anyway, the album is just basically going to be a plethora of her looking different looks, and, you know, every hair colour you can think of, different styles, 1,000 faces, really, 100 different looks really. And she's always been loud. She's always been a loud person. And dramatic, because, you know, she's a, what comes after, she's a Gen Y, I guess. Just so dramatic, very in touch with her emotions, very demonstrative, but yeah, anyway, she's a neat person. And anyway, the album will be really cool. I need to finish that up. I've just got to slot things in and leave some gaps for cards for when I get to my sisters. I've got a bunch of cards for the family there to fill in and stuff, and slot them in to places that make sense. So her 2 brothers, her mum, her stepdad, maybe a girlfriend, I don't know. Yeah, that's what I've got to do today. Okay, cross-stitching, that was a lot, but you know, it's a lot going on. Okay, I did buy a couple of charts. Again, I had some money in my PayPal from the Buy Me a Coffee, thank you again. And I watched Jacob from Modern Folk Embroidery's latest video. We talked about a new release, and I just had to. So he released a couple in the last week or two, Sequence Dragon and Sequence Leon. So Here Be Dragons and Here Be Lions. So when he released this one, people were like, can we have a lion one? And like, he goes, sure, and he just whipped this up. So they're originals, they're not repros or anything, but he did draw on some antique border for that one at least. I haven't read up, there's quite a little bit of writing about it, and sort of some inspiration pieces of art, so for the Dragon one. But it's a whole lot around the mythology, around how ancient maps used to have here be dragons, where they didn't know what was going to be beyond, you know, uncharted territory. They were like, oh, that's where you'll find dragons and mysterious stuff. And then people had asked for a lion one, so he did a Here Be Lion, or Hickson's Leon. They're so cute. So if you've ever shopped with Jacob, when you purchase a chart from him through his store, or a PDF through his store, his online shop, when you get the email saying thanks for your purchase, here's your PDF, he includes in there a code you can use for returning purchases, and I'm not going to give it to you because you need to go and buy something from him to get it, but basically you get 15% off his PDFs for all of time as long as you use that code. So had some money in my PayPal and also used my 15% off code, so these became very affordable. I think it was €11 for the 2, and I just bought them because they're quite cute. He's talking about doing a Griffin one, not so much as a companion but a similar size, so I'll be interested to see what that looks like. But I'm going to take these with me. I just printed the, you know, about information, and I will take them with me when I go to All Threads and just see if there's any thread that catches my eye. I probably want to do them monochromatic, but maybe with a slightly variegated colour. I'll have a look and see what they've got with, you know, when I can look at the shelf and see the threads. And then again, linen will be pretty easy, just a neutral linen, but they're pretty cute. How big are they? 189 by 149, so I think he got that wrong. He said 149 in height and 189 by width. I think he means the other way, but anyway, 149 by 189. You can stitch, you know, there's a mixture of like a, what do you call it, when you're stitching the negative space, you're stitching the background, or vice versa. You could do it on a dark fabric and stitch all the white, or do it on a light fabric and stitch all the dark. I'd probably do a lighter fabric and stitch all the dark. So you've got quite a bit of you know, negative space in here, and I think they're fantastic. So that's what I bought, and again, €11 for both by the time I got my discount. Very excited about them. Probably a 2023 start. And then what else? So I don't have anything else new, I don't think. I'll talk about starts and all that coming up, but let's look at what I stitched this week. So my start last week, start number 39 of 50 on the 2nd of October, was my Heart's Design by Blackbird Designs. could have pushed for a finish for this. I could have, but I didn't. I'm stitching this on 36 count Affogato from Fibre on a Whim, and using my own conversion of varying overdyed cottons. So I'm using Gentle Art, Victorian Motto, Tom and Lily, and yeah, so basically 2 each of those 3, and they are quite similar. So yeah, all my own, but I'm stitching it, you know, that's it there, and that's where I've got to there. So my colours are a little bit different, and it's a tiny wee thing. So I got all of the border. There is the pale blue around the edge is more visible in person, but I appreciate that it might not show up on the fabric. So I got all the little eyelets in there, and the satin stitches along the bottom, and there are pale blue X's all around the outside, and yeah, the first 2 rows there. So at this stage I don't know how I'm going to personalise it with all the over one initials and things. I don't know what initials I'm going to put through in there yet. It does happen to have an L in the middle, which is my initial, so I'll probably just stitch that. Yeah, so that's just where I stopped. It was a couple of days. I think I probably stitched it on Sunday night and a bit on Monday. So that is that one. And then I felt like picking up an old friend. My eyes are really sore and itchy. I don't know if it's some allergy thing at the moment. Anyway, I decided to pick up Nissi Mitchell 1929 because I hadn't given her any love since when I first started her. So this is from MommaLovesYouGB, and I'm stitching her on 40 count The Cat's Whiskers by Tabby Cat using Tom and Lily Creations Vérité or Truth. So it was start number 34, and I did essentially another row. I did talk about this previously. I'm going to personalise this and basically kind of capture the year I graduated with my Bachelor of Arts, which I did in English, Education and Linguistics, so the A-E-I-O-U kind of makes sense. Yeah, so I got all of the middle bit in, and the little A-E-I-U is stitched in eyelets over 2, more over 4, but yeah, and I had to stitch these crowns twice because I counted up correctly, but I counted from the wrong one of these, so they were over here, and I was like, oh, love stitching things twice. But I really like this Tabby Cat fabric. It's not really showing up correctly on screen. It's probably better back here. And yeah, that's a really dark navy, that Vérité. So yeah, happy with that one. So that's another little bit. And then I was looking through my pile of whips to decide what next to stitch on, because I realised this hadn't had any love since the first week I started it. It's the Forest Embroidery Southern Land, which I'm doing my own colour conversion, but similar to. So I originally had wanted to purchase the thread pack, but by the time I went to do that, Russia had invaded Ukraine, and it didn't feel like I could get the thread easily. I'm stitching this. I'm going to stitch Northern Land and Southern Land, but Southern Land was start number 24 of 50 on the 24th of June, and stitching it with DMC and Threadworks, my own conversion, on 32 count Fairy Dust by Zweigart. It did call for cream, I think, but I just wanted something not quite as cream as cream. Fairy Dust is a slightly peachier, lighter cream. I don't know, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So, since you last saw this, I finished those 2 towers, these 2 in here. I'd started one of them, but yeah, I got those 2 done, and then I stitched all of this big floral piece over here. So it's quite a lot of stitching in that. If I remember rightly, I watched an oldie but a goodie, or I don't know if it's a goodie, an oldie but a laugh. Robin Hood, the one with Kevin Costner, Prince of Thieves. That movie always cracked me up. Like most of the British actors, they were in a comedy, and they acted like, you know, there's that kind of Shakespearean comedy style of acting, and all the Americans were so earnest. Took it so seriously. So it's like watching two different movies smashed together. It's hilarious, and it's like, you know, Kevin Costner like lands and I'm an Englishman and we're full of honour and something. It's like, yeah, but you didn't even try an English accent. It was the bizarrest casting, right? But it was fun. It was nostalgic. So I stitched all of this pretty much all of that while I watched Prince of Thieves. When I say watch it, it's just going in the background. I wasn't really listening. Got that done. And then I thought I'll pick up something else that needed a little bit of love. So I picked up Panoply of Peacocks by Tempting Tangles Designs. And this is one that I'm stitching with my own silk conversion, but I'm also changing where the colours fall. So I think I've got 2 extra colours than what it called for, and I'm not. So this pale colour, I'm probably going to stitch that with something slightly darker. I find it too pale. The colour that I've pulled blends into my linen, so and like I changed these ones, and then I made a mistake over here, so I had to recount. It's let's just say it's taking some liberties with the design. But this I'm stitching on 40 count Silver Fern linen from Country Stitch, again with my own silk conversion. This was start number 6 way back in February. And I'm just on 45% done because I'm using Pattern Keeper for this. And what did I get done? So that's where we're up to there. I got this purple one in here, and that P there, that one there, and then I came over and I've started this one. That's quite a different colour than what's called for. I think called for was one of the lighter greens, and I just didn't want to. The colour green that I had, I just didn't want to do that much. And it's a really big motif, and it's taking me ages. So I usually try and finish motifs before I show you, but I just couldn't. I mean, I'm not going to have time to finish that, before I go away. I'm not going to work on this today. That needs it's a whole day's worth of stitching to finish that motif. So that's where we're at with that. Really happy with it. So yeah, just on 45%, I think like 44.81 or some random thing like that. Like I'm just, you know, there's quite a lot of stitches in it. So that's all my stitching. I'm not taking any of that with me, so there'll be other things. I think I'll probably take, I can't remember. The one where I'm up to all the eyelets, the sampler that Beth Twist, Hutt Exemplaries, I can't remember what it's called, Mary something. Probably take that one because I can probably get that whole band with all the eyelets done while I'm away. So yeah, that's my plan. Take that one, and I'll take one other one. I'm not sure what. Oh, also, I haven't yet done the April. Why would I do April? I haven't yet done the October mini bouquet from anybody? Judy Douglas, which is called Fall Delight. It's at there. Again, free. She has put a note on her blog, JeanetteDouglasDesigns.com, that I think she said the end of December all of the designs will be removed and then they'll be available for purchase, I think, at some stage. So if you want these, just go save them. Go save the PDFs from her website because they're cute little designs. You can always pull one out to make a little small. Of course, I'm stitching the sampler, but yeah, don't miss out on them because once we get to the end of the year, she will be removing the links and you will no longer be able to get them for free. So if we like free, go ahead and do that. But also like purchase something from her, right? If you like her designs, any designer who provides free stuff, it's nice to then go and purchase something else, like to keep them making things. I don't know. It's all that what goes around comes around. So I don't know that I'm going to get that done until I get back. I'm stitching on 40 count and I don't want to take any 40 count projects with me to my sisters because it'll just be too hard to see. So I think I might just have to leave this and do this at the end of the month when I get back. When I get back from Australia, I get back really early in the morning, like 12:30 a.m. on the 20th, and then I'll come home. By the time I get home, it'll be about 2 a.m. And I'll nap, and I've just got a couple of appointments in the afternoon. But then I basically have, half of Thursday once I wake up, all of Friday, and then a long weekend because it's Labour weekend, so I get the Monday off as well. So I will have, let's write off Thursday, but I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday at home where I'll need to do things like the lawns and all that when I get back, do a bit of gardening, but I am going to be able to catch up on a few projects then. So it's going to be sort of some me time I'm very excited about as well. It's a bit random. My next start number 40, which I will start this evening, is going to be West Winds. So, and the irony is, finally it stopped raining. Yesterday, beautiful day. Today, beautiful day, but it is windy, and we do predominantly get westerlies. They can either be nor'westers or southwesters, but typically they come from the west. And today we have a windy day, so I'm going to do start West Winds by Carriage House Samplings. And I'm doing all my own conversion. So I've got a wee piece of Tickle the Ivory, 40 count from Dames of the Needle. And I'm using my own conversion. I think these are all Victoria Motto Sampler Shop. So it's only a little design. I'm only allowing a 1.8 inch allowance to fit it on this little wee scrap. But, I can always add some if I want to frame it, but it's the sort of thing where I'd probably try and find, I don't know what I'll do. So the colours are going to be different, and you don't need that much thread. I've pulled way more than I would need. But I've gone with this really soft, dreamy sort of palette. It's going to be a little bit, this is sort of more predominantly blue and brown. And I'm going more, I've got slightly smudgy colours, moody colours. There's a couple of these greeny blues, bluey greens. Yeah, it's going to be lovely and soft, and I think it's going to look really pretty. So 40 count. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how we go. I'm not going to. It's bigger than. It's small but bigger than, like, there's some dent stitching in there. So that is going to be start number 40. 40 down, 10 to go. Yes, that'll be started today, tonight, when I sit down after being exhausted from doing all the things I need to do. I'm drinking cold brew, by the way, which I drink with just a splash of oat milk, so it's mostly cold brew coffee, bit of ice. I love cold brew. Okay. So yeah, I've started 39, it'll be 40 today. I didn't print the whatchamacallit, but I've finished, of the 39 I've started to date, I've finished 21, so I only have 18 outstanding. I think I mentioned last week I've got 19 whips. So, with the 10 I have to start, the maximum I'll have at the end of the year will be 29 whips. So that's excellent. I've already got my goal of not finishing the year with less than 30, but I do want to get that down another 3 or 4. So when I get back, I'll be able to finish the Blackbird Design one. I'll definitely have finished, I'll finish the Judy Douglas one by the end of the year. That will be easy to do. I'll be able to finish that one. There's a couple of others that I will push to get finished. So, and I've got a couple of smaller starts planned before the end of the year as well. So definitely I'm gonna be able to finish the year with 24-ish maybe. And then there are a couple of other larger ones that I'll see if I can pick 1 or 2 to finish. So I'm pretty confident I should finish the year with about between 20 and 24 whips. So that's not too bad going into next year. So yeah, I've got 10 starts to go after this one. 7 of them are planned already. I guess some of them could change, but I've got a Christmas one for Christmas. I've got a couple picked for summer equinox and first day of summer. I've got one picked for a Moroccan sampler for Moroccan Independence Day. So I've got 7 planned. So I've got 3 that I haven't planned. So yeah, depending on what happens when I get to all threads, if there's something there that catches my eye, I might, I've got a small shopping list for some existing projects, and I'll just see what's there, and if there's something that I feel like kitting up there, I will. Yeah, so there are 3 slots outstanding to fit something in. I know that Anne, one of the organisers of the sort of semi-regular Wellington Stitchy group catch up in Johnsonville, she's sort of mentioned let's have a Carolyn Manning design stitch along, but starting at our next catch up, which is the weekend of October. So I might pull out one of my Carolyn Manning designs to start then. I do have one already planned for first day of summer. That's 10,000 Lakes. I don't want to bring that one forward. So I might end up with 2 on the go at the same time. That's okay. One of them will be in Pattern Keeper, and 10,000 Lakes, I've got the physical chart, so that one will be off of working copy. So much for having one at a time. It'll be fine. Actually, I've got a whole lot of smalls. I had one of her tent maker. Got some freebie designs of hers as well from during pandemic. Actually, I might not start one of my full coverage pieces. I might do one of the, yeah, that's a good idea. So I'll probably do one of the tent maker smalls as a start along. That way it won't be overwhelming, and I might look at doing them as ornaments. So that one day I'll put I do put a tree up for Christmas, so maybe I'll do that. I might have to change some of the colours to suit my decor. Who knows? I don't know what I'm doing. That's something I'm thinking about. And then when I get back from Australia, like in November, I'll start looking at firming up my plans for 2023. Like I said, there's a few start-along, stitch-alongs that I plan to, and I need to sort of write them down properly and work out who I'm doing things with, because I keep saying, yeah, that's a good idea, and then not taking a note. So if I said, yeah, I'll do that stitch-along, start-along, let me know so I can write it down and go that into my plans. Like I know there's the see, I can't remember, there's that one, that goddess, Stitch Goddess one. I can't even think who it's by. I don't have any fabric, so I need to look through my fabric. So yeah, that's what's going on. So yeah, I've got three outstanding slots. So I might ask you guys to pick a couple of those from my kits I've got left. So I might do a little what's in the box when I get back and say, hey, what should I maybe pick one of those slots. So yeah, we'll see. That's quite a lot. Okay, I better wrap it up. So excited about my trip tomorrow. So yeah, don't know what next week will look like. I probably can do something. I'll see how I go. If it's appropriate for me to film at all threads, maybe I'll get my sister to do a cameo. She's got a couple of cross stitches, so I might get her I might point out those. I don't know. Next week's could be a little bit random. It will be probably less cross-stitch and more vloggy sort of stuff, but whatever. If you don't want to watch it, don't want to watch it. Oh, when I get back to that weekend I'm back, I may do a stitch along, stitch with me, needles on fire. So they seem to be quite popular, which cracks me up. But I could talk about, I don't know what I'll talk about. I'll fill the noise somehow, but I'm going to change my angle as well so you can see stitching over my shoulder. So you can try and get a bit closer. Because I stitch really in here, like I stitch really close, it's a bit hard. I think on a frame, you're up here, so you'd have the camera on that. But I need the camera over my shoulder because I stitch really close to my bosom, and I don't know. I'll see how we go. We're experimenting with the angles, but the stitch, needles on fire, stitch with me videos are very popular, and it just cracks me up. Because I don't watch them, but I'm happy to do one if that's what you want. So yeah, I guess it's just me blathering on in the background while you stitch. I'll see you all later. Okay, wish me luck for something, and I will take the coffee, kick it in. I will come back on next Sunday with something, but no idea what it will be. And in the meantime, don't let your needles rust. Ciao.